Everybody, welcome to the Late Show. I'm Stephen Colbert. I'm just telling my wife that I love her because I do. Thank you for being here again. I love you too, Chris, and you too, Mark, but in different levels, different ways. Yes. Hey, everybody, check your calendar because we are live right there for the first night of the Republican National Convention. Now, just like the Democrats, the GOP has given each night of the convention a different theme. I believe the 4 nights are famine, pestilence, war, and death. Okay, I'm being told the actual themes are land of promise, land of opportunity, land of heroes, and land of greatness. Better luck next time, Land O'Lakes and Lando Calrissian. Though Lando, you definitely would have gotten a lot of camera time tonight. The Democratic National Convention closed with Joe Biden's warning that we have to overcome a season of darkness. Well, this week, darkness gets their turn at bat. And lo, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of douche, let's get right to week 2 of...
Get him the hell out of here, will you, please?
Be best.
I'm Mike Pence.
I don't take responsibility at all.
I'm Batman, Dad.
Robert Pattinson looks good. I'm really excited about this dark, gritty Batman. Maybe people out there might see that little graphic, beautifully done by our graphics department. They might think it's unfair to compare Donald Trump to a guy who erased half the world's population. But to those people, I say 177,000 Americans are dead from Trump pretending COVID would just magically go away. And according to a new CBS News poll, 57% of Republicans find that death toll acceptable. I'm going to say you don't want 57% of Republicans speaking at your funeral. Hey, he was a good man, eaten by dogs exactly when he should have been. I'm fine with it. So, death is one plank of the Republican platform. What else does the GOP stand for? No one knows. Because it was announced last night that the GOP will not write a 2020 platform. Well, that makes sense given how much Trump struggles to get down from platforms. But here's the deal. The platform defines what a political party believes in. And we're being joined now by RNC spokesman Carl Hungus. Mr. Hungus, can you explain why you don't need a platform this year?
He believes in nothing, Lebowski, nothing.
The other guy's Lebowski. Just call me dude. Instead of writing a new platform, the RNC is going to stick with its 2016 platform. Sure, because nothing changed since 2016. We're all excited about Rogue One doing the mannequin challenge, and I'm broadcasting from a diorama in my... I'm so upset I can't even say the joke. But the Republican Party wants to repeat their 2016 platform. So let's dig in, folks. Here's what their actual 2016 platform says. Our economy has become unnecessarily weak with stagnant wages. Our standing in the world affairs has declined significantly. Our enemies no longer fear us, and our friends no longer trust us. We, as Republicans and Americans, cannot allow this to continue. Wait, am I a Republican? Do they have a nasal swab test for that now? So in lieu of a platform, the RNC released a one-page resolution that pledges its undying support to Trump. That's not a political party, that's a cult. Welcome to the convention, everybody. Take off your masks and put on your matching Nikes and your MAGA hats. Then drink up our bleach-flavored Kool-Aid. I'm marrying all the daughters. Guess which one first? And unlike any previous conventions, the candidate Donald Trump is going to be featured each day of the convention. That is shocking. Donald's going to work 4 days in a row? Tonight, was A Long Midnight of the Soul. If you haven't watched it yet, please, no women, no children, no breastfeeding mothers. Clearly, really, no one should have to watch any of this. It was like watching a snake devouring the Republican Party. Even though Trump promised something completely different,
We're going to see something that is going to be very uplifting and positive. I think the overall is going to be a very positive as opposed to a very, very positive message.
okay, let's check out one of the first positive messages.
I feel for local businesses across America who are under assault from shutdowns, from riots, and now facing the terrifying prospect of Joe Biden.
The terrifying prospect of Joe Biden. I gotta say, that is a tough line to sell. Who's terrified of Joe Biden other than ice cream cones and presidents who let their people die? Soon it was time for Florida Representative Matt Gaetz, seen here uplifting. Gaetz hit the open mic to work out some new material.
I'm Congressman Matt Gaetz. I'm speaking to you from an auditorium emptier than Joe Biden's daily schedule.
Nice try, Matt, but only a fool would try to tell jokes to an empty room. You got to invite your wife next time, Matt. Then, there she is. Then Gaetz rolled out some of his Democrat slash fiction.
They'll disarm you, empty the prisons, lock you in your home, and invite MS-13 to live next door.
Then they'll give your last can of Bud Light to a lesbian independent bookstore owner and put ISIS down as your Soul Cycle emergency contact. Is that what you want? When you pop a calf muscle trying to keep up with Kaylin and you're writhing on the floor for ISIS to come pick you up? Because you know what they're driving. They borrowed that lesbian Subaru. Gaetz had high praise for President Trump.
Donald Trump, like all builders, is a visionary. That which is built in the mind is even more powerful than the brick and mortar that holds it together.
Okay, I'll buy that Trump's mind is a brick wall. But then we heard from Ohio Congressman and man who never skips neck day, Jim Jordan. Jordan tried to defend Trump.
They tried the Russia hoax, the Mueller investigation, and the fake impeachment.
Jim, the impeachment was real. They got impeached. He was impeached. You can't ignore it. It's not sexual assault at Ohio State. Jordan explained why he loves Trump.
I love the president's intensity and his willingness to fight every day in Washington for our families. But what I also appreciate about the president is something most Americans never get to see, how much he truly cares about people.
That is true. No matter who you are, black or white, rich or poor, you never get to see Donald Trump care about people. Then we heard from College Football Hall of Famer Herschel Walker, who said Donald Trump is misunderstood.
One time, I planned to take his kids to Disney World with my family. At the last minute, Donald said he'd like to join us. So there he was, in a business suit, on It's a Small World ride. That was something to see. It just shows you what a caring, loving father he is.
Yes, Donald Trump is the sort of caring, loving father who will do something with his kids. It's a low bar after all. Next stop on the love train was Trump Jr. girlfriend and vengeful banshee who will haunt your dreams, Kimberly Guilfoyle, who screamed this message of hope.
If you want to see the socialist Biden-Harris future for our country, just take a look at California.
I'm trying to look at California, but there's fire everywhere because of climate change. By the way, her ex-husband is the governor of California. I'm guessing that was not an amicable split. But I think I know who was awarded custody of the rage, because when it came to the president's agenda, she had some very nuanced screams.
His promise was to put America first, and he has.
You got to hand it to her. Trump has made America first. And that wasn't her only story to shriek.
That beacon shined bright once again for the world to see. America, it's all on the line. President Trump believes in you. He emancipates and lifts you up to live your American dream. Ladies and gentlemen, leaders and fighters for freedom and liberty and the American dream, the best is yet to come.
Is the loud lady gone? I'm scared. This is the first time in my life I've had to turn down the volume on C-SPAN. God, I'm glad we already had our kids, because I think I was too close to the TV. I might have been sterilized by that. Oh, my God. That was a tough act to follow or watch. But Congressman Steve Scalise tried.
I'm Congressman Steve Scalise. We're facing some tough challenges in America.
For instance, whatever the hell is wrong with Kimberly Guilfoyle. Then we heard from former ambassador to the UN and future Republican nominee Nikki Hayley.
Donald Trump is everything we hear and teach our kids not to do in kindergarten.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was from 2016. I thought they hadn't changed their platform. Oh, she just changed her soul. Here's her tonight going after the previous administration.
Obama and Biden let North Korea threaten America.
Whereas President Trump let North Korea threaten America and then met with him with no preconditions and said that they fell in love. Who's more fun? One of the most anticipated speakers of the night was presidential son Donald Trump Jr., seen here pointing to the next endangered animal he would like to murder. According to one campaign aide, Don Jr. represents the emotional center of the MAGA universe. It makes sense. He's like a black hole in that he sucks. It was his keynote address, and that he looked like he had snorted a key. So before I tell you what he said, can we zoom in on Junior's sweaty face and wet, bloodshot eyes? Either he's high or that's what happens when you live in the splash zone of Screamin' Guilfoyle. Just bring a poncho. DJ TJ painted a picture of a brighter America.
Imagine the life you want to have. One with a great job, a beautiful home, a perfect family.
And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful house. And you may tell yourself, this is not my beautiful wife. And you may ask yourself, how did I get here? And why is my girlfriend screaming? He continued his word mural.
Imagine the country you want to live in. One with true equal opportunity, where hard work pays off and justice is served with compassion and without partiality.
That is a world where I and everyone I know would totally be in prison. So let's skip to my next point. Then, South Carolina Senator Tim Scott told a story about overcoming difficulties.
My mother always said to me, Timmy, if you would just shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll be among the stars.
And Timmy, when you're a star, they just let you do it. Yeah, this is all you stand for now, Tin. Hand me some Tic Tacs. We're hitting the beauty pageant back rooms. Scott then warned about the supposed dangers of a Democratic presidency.
If we let them, they will turn our country into a socialist utopia.
I'm not entirely sure Tim Scott knows what a utopia is. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris want to turn America into a dangerous paradise, a radical heaven on earth, an eternal nightmare Shangri-La. It all built to a crescendo when Tim Scott finished speaking 5 minutes before the end of the official runtime. So they just showed B-roll of the White House. It ended early. I can't imagine the chaos in the control room. What? We can't waste 5 minutes of prime time. Quick, send Guilfoyle out there for some freeze scream. Hello, I need an object and a reason the Democrats are destroying it. Thank you. Based on your suggestion of Chia Pet and Sharia law, we take you to my larynx. And sane. All I can say, and this is all I can say, is that when it comes to Donald Trump, I hope getting out early is a trend that continues in November. Because we have a great show for you tonight. I'll be getting reaction to the first night of the convention from the Pod Save America guys, but when we return, I'll be talking to First Lady Melania Trump. Oh, do stick around.